Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Todd Roseberry with Roseberry Residential. Thank you for joining me today. And today's topic is median sales prices in Atlanta. I think you know where this is going. All right, but first, every time I see one of these, which isn't very often these days, but it brings me back to a time that I think we all have. That moment, that first time in your life that you felt old. And not physically, but it's usually somebody said. So for me, 16 years ago, I just turned 30, feeling old, right, 30. And I was at this family function, and I had this little nephew, and he's being highly annoying. And so I looked down, and I just said, "You sound like a broken record." And he stopped, looked up at me, and he said, "What's a record?" Okay, first time I felt old. And I think we all have that. It's kind of like, where were you when Kennedy was shot? Or 9/11. Like, you always remember that first time you felt old. And that's what it was for me. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do that for me, please. And without further ado, Metro Atlanta real estate sales price record broken. It's harder than I thought. All right. So, oh, by the way, it's a Rat hairband from the 80s. Don't think it's going to be a collector's item. So the next question I invariably get when you start talking highest sales price ever, is it something we should be concerned about? Here's the deal. I'm going to show you something that'll make you feel better, hopefully. But residential real estate appreciates, on average, 4% per year. That's a 60-year average, taking out the market cycles. So if we were to take that 4% average appreciation line and overlay it on the top of Atlanta's actual pricing trend over the last 7 years, what you have is this blue line right here. Okay, so you can see in the previous peak in 2007, we got way above that average 4% line. But what's encouraging is over here in 2015, even though we just set a new record, we still have somewhere between 5 and 10% more appreciation before we even hit what's considered a long-term average normal rate. So for now look, it's coming, but for now, nothing to worry about. And finally, one of the things that Roseberry Residential is known for is record prices. And I'm not just talking about recently when it has been a little bit easier, but I'm talking about through the entire downturn. Somewhere between 70 and 80% of all of our sales, even when prices were massively declining, time after time again, we were setting records for highest sales in neighborhoods. So, if you want or know anybody that wants one of these, then all you got to do is use one of these. Except preferably a ringing and not a hand, like a real phone and a ringing phone. Anyway, you get the point. All right, guys, thanks a lot. I appreciate your time. Have a great week. And and one last thing. You got to see this. Your moment of 80s big hair zen. There it is. The back of the Rat album cover. Look at the hair. Look at the hair. Look at the pants. Guys, sorry. Not sexy. Comical, but not sexy.